Welcome to Vrba, a quiet village where one house holds the legacy of not just one, but two remarkable Slovenians. This is the birdhouse of Prešeren, Slovenia's greatest poet. And today, we're exploring how multiple layers of memory and identity coexists within this single space. So today we are asking, can a house museum hold more than one story?
Prešeren was born here on December 3rd, 1800.
At the time, the house was partially wooden, with thatched roof and likely decorated with painted brick coins. In 1872, a commemorative plaque dedicated to Prešeren was added to the house facade, marking it a place of national memory long before it became a museum. It wasn't until 1939 that the house officially became the first house museum in Slovenia. The purchase was made thanks to initiative of the writer Franz Saleški Finžgar and donation from Slovenian school children. Finžgar's vision was clear: to not only present the house as the birthplace of the poet, but also as a symbol of Slovenia's rural identity. He called it the mother of all Slovenian houses. This house, however, has another story to tell.
In 1900, exactly a century after Prešeren, another boy was born here, Anton Vovk, Prešeren's great-nephew.
While Prešeren famously rejected the priestly path, choosing law and poetry, Vovk fully embraced it. He became the Archbishop of Ljubljana and a figure of quiet resistance during Yugoslavia's turbulent post-war years. In 2000, a second commemorative plaque was placed on the facade of the house, dedicated to Anton Vovk, a religious figure memorized on the same building as Slovenia's greatest poet. So, can these two narratives share the same walls? Here's the irony. The current appearance of the house aligns more closely with Vovk's time than Prešeren's. Following a fire in the village in 1856, the house was rebuilt. Later renovations resulted in the addition of new materials and proportions. The red tile roof and loss of the decorative elements reflects a shift away from the original 18th century aesthetic. When we talk about narratives in museums, we often think of texts and tours. But here, the building itself tells a story through mortar, wood, and roof tiles. And today, it tells Vovk's story as much as Prešeren's. So we must ask, whose house is this now? At least in terms of appearance. When the museum opened in 1939, Anton Vovk was only mentioned briefly on marble plaque. In 2000, during an exhibition update, a few sentences were dedicated to him on a single panel. And in 2018, when we renovated the exhibit, we decided to dedicate an entire panel to Vovk. It felt right. After all, his plaque was now part of the building's facade. And now, the house is undergoing a full renovation and will feature a new exhibition. What stories will be told here? We'll see. Maybe it depends on which way the wind blows, left or right. It can sometimes feel as if this house breathes, not because of the century layered in its beams and walls, but because it continues to ask questions about who we are. Prešeren and Vovk, poetry and faith, rebellion and devotion, two lives, one house. Maybe a house museum isn't where history sleeps. Maybe it's where we negotiate it. Prešeren's birdhouse will always be his. But maybe, just maybe that's exactly why it can also belong to others. Because if this house teaches us anything, is that there is strength in shared stories, even when they don't